Hello, everybody, and welcome to TV35. My name is Ethan Lowe, and I have Mr. Lewis Miller with me today, and he is with Families for Families. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Introduce yourself for us and tell them who you are.
My name is Lewis Miller. I am the program director for Families for Families. We're a non-profit organization that seeks to place foster kids into Christian homes.
Okay, so tell us, how did Families for Families get started?
About a year ago, there were several Christian families here in Lawrence County that were fostering through the DFACS system, and they were praying that there would be a private agency that would come to town to help meet the foster care need that's here in Lawrence County. Currently, there's about 125 children that are in foster care, and there's only about 20 open homes. So if you do the math on that, there's a lot of kids that are being placed outside of the county because there's no available homes here in Lawrence County to place the children. So they interviewed several private agencies. We're a CPA, a child placing agency. They interviewed several agencies from the Atlanta area and decided that Families for Families best fit the need. And I was a pastor here in Lawrence County for about 11 years, and the Lord has called me out of the pulpit and into this ministry to head up this organization.
Okay, that's a very, very good thing to do for the kids in Lawrence County. So what is your title at Families for Families?
I'm the program director, and we have one caseworker that we just hired, and also my wife is a family support personnel. We not only identify people that want to foster, but then we do the training that you need to do to be a foster parent. You need 24 hours of training, and we conduct that at the Lawrence Baptist Association. We try to do at least one every other month, and we also have to do a home study for the families that are interested in fostering, and that process can take a little while to do. It normally takes about 60 days from the time somebody starts with their training and do their home study until their home is approved.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about what goes on in the in the 24-hour training for them.
Well, my background, I'm a licensed professional counselor, and so the families need to know about when they have a child that they've been taken out of their home through abuse or neglect, and then they're placed into a foster care home. So helping the foster parents to be ready to have a child that has been neglected or abused come into their home. And oftentimes it's a sibling group. It's not just one child. Like, we have 11 kids that are currently in care, and a lot of them are sibling groups where they have 2 or even 3 siblings in the home. So you can imagine, like, I have 3 kids in my home, and we had some foster kids in our home. So we went from a family of 5 to a family of 9 overnight. So you have to know kind of how to prepare yourself for that and how to prepare the kids. So we do the training to help the families be able to do that.
Okay, so you also said the home study. So what does the home study consist of?
We do the home studies. It's over 3 visits. It's quite lengthy. We have to interview the foster parents, the people that want to foster. You get a background check. They have to have their medical history evaluated to make sure that they're healthy enough to be foster parents. We interview the children in the home. How do you feel about having foster kids come into the home? We have to get references for the family, and people that can not only speak to their credibility as parents, but how they, discipline their kids and, what methods they use. And then we check for the, safety of the home. You have to have certain things that the state requires, certain kind of locks on certain kinds of cabinets and, fire detector and, smoke detectors in the home.
Right.
Things of that nature.
Yes. Now, you're talking about how it's not just about one child coming into your home. You said you went from a family of 5 to a family of 9. So tell us a little bit about, like, y'all try to keep the siblings together and so they won't be like split up like in a normal foster situation. Tell us a little about why, or
Okay.
about that.
Well, you can imagine, like in the state of Georgia, I'll back up a little bit. There's 14,000 kids right here in our state that are in care. And, Families for Families, we also serve other counties. So we serve, Bleckley County, Dodge County. We've been as far as Emmanuel County. So we want to serve the surrounding counties that are surrounding every county that touches Lawrence County landmass-wise. We want to be able to service as well. So if you have a child that comes into care, like we had a baby that was born addicted to, methamphetamines, which is a big crisis now in the state. 5 years ago, there were 7,000 children in care, and because of meth alone, that number has doubled in the last 5 years. Now there's 14,000 kids in care. So you can imagine, to a child, if they're being taken out of their home because the parent is using meth, not only are they leaving their mother, their family, the father, if there's one in the home, but now they're being taken out of their school system as well if there's not an open home. So the state has an initiative, to try to keep the kids together. So you can imagine, like that sibling group of 4 that we had, if we had to put 2 of the kids in Savannah and 2 in Atlanta because those are the only homes that are open, how hard that is on the sibling groups, because there was younger kids in the home, toddler age.
Now, is that how most foster organizations work, or is...
Well, that is the goal, but unfortunately there's not enough open homes, so they end up having to split the children up. We received a phone call within the last couple weeks. They had a family of 6 sibling groups, so there's not many homes that could take in 6 kids. So as an agency, we try to identify and work with churches so that if you can have 2 families within the same church, and maybe one take 3 and the other take 3 siblings, then you can keep the sibling groups together, and they're able to see each other at church as well. So I go around on Sundays, Sunday mornings, Sunday nights, Wednesday nights, and I speak at different churches to let people know of the need, because most people, they have no clue how many kids are in care. And right here in Lawrence County, there's good people in Lawrence County, but they have no idea that there's 120 plus kids that are in the foster care system.
Right.
So we're trying to spread the word. When I spoke at a church recently, I said that foster kid can't come and stand behind the pulpit and address the crowd. Hey, is there any good families out there that are willing to foster? So I have to be the mouthpiece, for them.
Right.
But you mentioned the kids that are being neglected. Like we've had 2 babies that have come through that were both born addicted to meth, and I picked them up at the Fairview Park Hospital when they were 4 days old, and so they're brought into this world. I have 3 kids of my own, and that's a happy moment. When you take your kids home, your baby home that first day, mom and the in-laws are taking pictures. But this child, it was me as a program director for a foster care agency taking this child. So I made sure I took pictures of the child, because as part of our training, we want whoever the foster parents are going to be to do a scrapbook. We call them life books for the kids, that later on in life, if they're moved to another home, they can take that those photos with them and have a record of their birth, or their younger years when they were too young to remember.
Right.
So
Right. Now, after a family is cleared to have a foster child or children in their homes, are there certain qualifications that they have to hold up with the child in the home? And what do y'all do as far as like checkups on the homes?
every family needs to have a certain level of what they call the continuing education every year to be a foster parent. So we do the training for that. In fact, been in contact with the Lawrence Baptist Association to utilize the resources that they have to help identify, is there a local church we can use to not only do the training, but then to have their members help watch not only the biological kids when I'm doing the training with the foster parents, but then the foster families, they have their own children as well. So
right.
we have been very reliant on the Lawrence Baptist Association to help us in that process. Not only for the training needs, but if we need diapers, like of the 11 kids we currently have in care, I believe 6 of them are in diapers. So we've had churches that are able to donate diapers. If we need a crib, or if we need a bunk bed, we can post on our Facebook page. We have a Families for Families Dublin, Facebook page, and Bobby Jones, the Director of Missions at the Lawrence Baptist Association, he'll put word out, that we're in need of this, and they're able to help meet that need. So, our goal is to help to train the churches do what I think the Lord has called us to do as Christians, to take care of the widow and the orphan. So, we want to come alongside churches and help them to know that that's the need. So, not everybody's called to foster. It is a calling. It's, if I can talk somebody into doing it, somebody else can talk them out of it. Mm-hmm. So God certainly calls a foster family to do it, but not everybody has that calling. So, but people out in the county and in Dublin can help, because we need volunteers. We have kids that need to go to the dentist, and the mom has 3 other foster kids, so they need somebody to help make those appointments. Cooking meals, for the family. Mm-hmm. We have one family that their in-laws bring them spaghetti every Tuesday night, and she's the one that has the 4 foster kids in her home. So there's a need for that. Imagine if you have a sibling group of 3 or 4, and that there's somebody from your church or another church in the county is bringing you a meal every Tuesday night mm-hmm. for the next 6 months. It just makes things go so much easier.
Cut lawn mowing down to size with the help of the friendly folks at Hometown Supply. Get the help you need on choosing the right mower and setting up the right payments to fit your budget. Get 12 to 24-month payment options with our in-store financing and make life a little easier. Visit the friendly folks today at Hometown Supply in downtown Dublin, right across from the skyscraper. Hometown Supply, making life a little easier. Dublin is home of Jack's famous hamburgers. And right now at Jack's, you can enjoy 12 hot dogs, 4 chips, and 4 drinks for only $14.99. All day, every day. 12 hot dogs, 4 chips, 4 drinks for $14.99 at Jack's. Also at Jack's, enjoy 12 doubles, 4 chips and 4 drinks. That's 12 doubles, 4 drinks, 4 chips for only $20. Offer good from 4 until close every day and all day on Sunday. Jack's Famous Hamburgers open 10 to 7 Monday through Friday, 10 to 6 Saturday, 10 to 4 Sundays. Jack's Hamburgers at 118 North Jefferson Street, downtown Dublin. Call-ins are welcome at 272-4948. Jack's, the oldest operating restaurant in Dublin.
So much easier.
And that's also good to get in that kind of motion, because, or that kind of the continuous repetitive motion of just bringing it on that certain night, and everybody sitting down to eat it is just kind of helps the foster child understand families and make him feel a part of a family.
And the numbers tell us that 60% of first-time foster parents, they quit in the first year. And a large portion of that is because they feel alone, they don't feel supported. So that's why, we just don't recruit individuals to foster. We recruit through the church. Mm-hmm. So you already have what God has designed. The church is that extended family. God ordained the family first and the church second. So, they're able to wrap themselves around that family. So when you have a county like Lawrence Baptist, you have a county like Lawrence County who has the Lawrence Baptist Association.
Right.
Like you may not, if I go to a Marie Baptist church and, there's nobody else in Marie that is fostering, well, I have the resources through the Lawrence Baptist Association that we can have somebody from First Baptist or Jefferson Street or wherever to come alongside, to help that family that is fostering.
Right.
So it just widens that net and that area of support. Right. And we're currently trying to do the same thing in other counties, to take this model to other counties, where they're able to do that. Like for instance, Liberty Baptist Church here in town, our office for Families is at their old facility. They still have the administrative offices there, and they donated space for us to have an office and care closet where we have clothing and diapers that are donated, pack and plays, cribs, car seats. So as we get families come in, we don't have to try to put on Facebook, hey, we need this need, and then wait for things to come in. We can have it ready as the kids come in. So we have that office space at Liberty to help us.
Good. Now, for someone that is watching this right now, say that they feel called or they want to foster a child, who would they need to contact, or what they need to go through to be able to do that?
They can contact me directly at 478-278-7348, or they could contact the Lawrence Baptist Association, their office. My wife, as I said, Jill Miller, they can contact her, 478-290-7927. And we walk them through the process from A to Z. And that's one of the things that we're learning, is that we're filling in the gap that DFACS is not able to do. So we're coming alongside. We're not in competition with them. I know all the caseworkers at the Lawrence County DFACS, and they're glad that we're here, because we're opening up homes that they don't have access to open. So we're bringing the Christian community and all of its resources into this public arena to help give these foster kids better care, because God has mandated us to take care of the widow and the orphan, and so we're we're wanting to raise awareness and make sure that these kids who have been neglected, now they're in a safe home. And the feedback we're getting from the biological parents whose their kids have been taken from them has been amazing. They're able to tell us, I don't have to worry about if my kids are being cared for, because you hear these horror stories about kids that are in foster care that then go on to be abused in a foster home. So then you have that trauma just repeating itself.
Right.
So it's definitely something that every opportunity we have, we're out there trying to raise awareness.
Right. And that's a very, very good thing that y'all are doing, or Families for Families is doing, and partnering with the LBA, the Lawrence Baptist Association, to get these foster kids into a Christian home, to know what it's like to have a family that, or another group of people that cares also for them and wants to look out for them. So if y'all feel like y'all are called to foster, if y'all want to contact them and donate stuff or ask what they need, like he said, you can call their number or the LBA or his wife. And thank you, Mr. Miller, for talking with us and telling us about Families for Families. And just thank you again.
I appreciate the opportunity and look forward to seeing you in the future.
And thank you for watching TV 35.